So you need to find the Secretary of State to explain why we're here. And how these man with the forms are here.
Sorry, sir. Oh, yeah. They look at you.
This is...
Hi.
Hello.
You introduce who you are.
Hi, my name's Adam.
Hi, Adam. Nice to see you. Glad you could be here. Is this your aunt, your grandmother? Wow.
So they're helping. So we're here, Secretary Gardner. So what are we doing today? You have to tell him. You have to explain. We're here to sign up for your grandmother to be governor.
We're here to sign up for my grandmother to be governor.
Oh.
Because who do you want for governor more than anybody else in the world?
My grandmother.
Coaching.
How about your brother? Are these your brothers?
These are my two twin brothers. This one's Aaron and this one's Nathan.
Hi, guys. Like that twin? Yeah. Wow.
So this is an important day.
Well, you'll remember this day. You're old enough. You guys, you might, but
Everybody who ever files for a statewide office or for president has to see Mr. Gardner. Okay, I think we're ready.
so, well.
I think we need something notarized too. Would you like to present?
You know what this says? You need. You have one other place to sign. So
Oh goodness!
get your sign.
You can see what's going on. We need Marty to the rescue. Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to take the bill spinner and notarize that.
No, Bruce will make out the check.
You're gonna Have you been up to see your grandmother when she was in the building downstairs?
And that makes it official.
That makes it official.
Oh, that goes back to Marty.
Hang on to that. Oh, yeah. Memorial Park.
Can you put that up, sweetie?
What did you put on the memo?
On the memo? We're just doing that verbally.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Well, obvious question off the bat, why you?
Why me? Because all of these folks out here I represent, from working class right through to business owners. We want to see a vibrant economy. We want to see investments made in the kinds of things that bring jobs and businesses to our state, and that includes good education. I'm in it for them. Sound education for our students, all of our students, and good roads, good bridges, and a decent environment for people to come to.
You've made it very clear that pledge is something you don't think that anyone should be taking when governing, but in a campaign, obviously, pledge has become kind of a tradition here in New Hampshire. How problematic do you expect that to be? How do you plan to navigate it?
I am delighted that this week courageous Republicans stood up and said the same thing that I said. From Jeb Bush to Lindsey Graham, and we are starting to see the momentum to get rid of pandering and pledge politics, not only in this state, but across this country. And it is time. It's time that we had an honest conversation with the people of New Hampshire as to what our priorities are going to be and how we're going to fund them.
Why are you more qualified to be governor as compared to fellow Senator Maggie Johnson?
because I understand both the working families part of the equation and Main Street businesses. I've traveled that entire path from, somebody brought up in poverty in Berlin, New Hampshire, to being able to teach business at the University of New Hampshire at the Whittemore School and run a business. My husband runs a business, so I know the needs of Main Street businesses, and I've been talking to them all along. They are in total agreement with my message, and we intend to take that to every corner of the state.
Congratulations. Excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How do you think your background differs you from other candidates?
I think that background from, as I said, from a third-floor walk-up tenement in Berlin, New Hampshire, right through to owning a business, to teaching business at a university setting, and to understanding what businesses come here for. We are destroying our New Hampshire advantage, and that's a choice. We do not have to choose that. I choose a very, very different future for my grandchildren. I would like them, if they choose, if they want to wander the world, I'm going to be right behind them. But if they want to stay here and they want to raise their families here, I want them to be able to make that choice. And the path we're going down is going to make that more difficult for them. So we're going to turn things around, aren't we? And they're going to have that choice.
And what are you going to turn around, Jack?
We are going to put an emphasis on education. No more constitutional amendment discussion about whether we're going to fund your school or your school. My administration will be about how we partner with our communities in order to provide education to every single citizen in this state. I've said repeatedly, education should not be an accident of geography.
And is New Hampshire a business-friendly state, and how would you make it more business-friendly, since that seems to be the talk a lot in both parties?
I would say when the emphasis is so much on eliminating any discussion of any other revenue source that it pushes the burden on property taxpayers and on our businesses with one of the highest business profits taxes in the country, then that deserves a discussion. So no, it is not business-friendly. We lost 3,800 jobs in this state last year. We lost another 200 in the last couple of weeks, and we can do better than that.
What does granite tough mean?
What does granite tough mean? You want to try that one, Adam? Solid as a rock. I'm of this state, I'm for this state, and I'm passionate about this state.
Senator, what's your key difference between your former colleague, Senator Hassan?
Well, I think I explained that. I think that we come from very different backgrounds. I think that what I bring to this is an understanding of working families and, as I said, Main Street businesses. We are bringing that all the way across the state. Workers built this state, and they will revitalize it as well.
I mean, the flip side of what you're saying seems to be an insinuation that her background doesn't give her the ability.
I speak only to my background. That's what I believe.
Okay, so there's no insinuation that since she didn't presumably grow up in a tenement, that seems to be what you're driving at.
No, I'm simply talking about what's informed the way I look at policies and the way I look at how we rebuild our state when you come from a business tradition, for example, which I have. I mean, as I moved from that third floor walk-up tenement into Main Street businesses, I think I understand the needs of businesses. We're not going to do it on wishful thinking. We have to sit down and have serious policy decisions, and the people who are actually at the forefront need to be part of that. I spoke with university and college professors, college presidents yesterday. They need to be at the table. Our state workers need to be at the table. Our business leaders need to be at the table, and we will work out the programs that are most beneficial to them and to the citizens of the state.
Are you upset that Emily Lift came in and weighed in before the primary in this race?
These groups decide what they're going to do for reasons that I don't always understand, and it's their decision to make.
Is your management style going to be any different than John Lynch's was for the last 8 years?
Well, listen, we're individuals. We're very different people. I bring with me not only that educational background and the marketing background. I will probably be, my idea is to use that platform to educate the citizens of the state and to have a very candid conversation with them.
Will you be more?
No doubt about it. I would like to be in our departments more. I'd like to be in our agencies more. I'd like to actually be able to profile the services that they provide to the business community and to our residents, and I intend to be doing that every day of my term.
Just one term?
So, the first first term. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Woo!